What's going on, guys? Welcome back to W.D.Y.D. CSP. What do you do as a central store processor? And today what we do is we are thorough, guys. And how are we thorough? We're thorough because we do not assume. All right, what do I mean by that, guys? Several manufacturers make the same instrument, okay? You have an Alice clamp from several different companies. They all make them. Everybody makes them. But here is a perfect example, guys. And I have this little bright light here that I'm trying to shed some light on the subject. But anyway, in my hand, guys, I have, maybe too much light, right? In my hand, guys, I have 3 Bishop Harmon forceps, all right? Made by 3 different named companies, but 2 of these are actually the same company. What do I mean? So Codman and Symmetry are pretty much the same company. Okay? Codman and Symmetry. If you look up Codman, Symmetry will be right there side by side for them. It's almost like Jared and Integra, the same company. You'll see Integra on some instruments, you'll see Jared, but it's the same company. All right? So these 2 instruments are exactly alike, guys. Same length, same design, everything, but different catalog number and different name on there. So what do I mean that we do not assume? Okay, I'm going to come back to that one in a second. All right. Now we have a different company, Katana. I'm sorry if I'm messing that name up, but if you look up the catalog number, same description of the instrument, a Bishop Harmon forcep, toothed, okay? And if you look at it, this one has a wider body for the thumb and closing mechanism, and this one's slender, but it's the exact same length, exact same millimeter jaws, and the exact same description of instrumentation. So what do I mean about we do not assume? If we're looking at our count sheet, guys, and this instrument, one of these instruments are in there, and you might know your instruments very well. Oh, that is a Bishop Harmon forcep. Okay, and you just throw it in there. Do not assume, guys. I showed you a couple videos ago where instruments can look exactly the same, but be different. In this case, they're all the same. So you kind of get away with it, but don't. Verify what's on that count sheet, guys, all right? Look at that manufacturer number. Look it up. If you don't see it on there, try to find your catalog book. See if you can OneSource it or Google it to find out what the actual instrument is, and then raise a red flag and be like, hey, what's on my count sheet is not what's on this instrument. Okay, get verification that you can substitute this instrument in there, and then request that number be placed on the count sheet so that other technicians can know that this instrument is okay to put in the count sheet. All right. The next thing you want to do is, this one is a debatable topic. Implants and implantable type devices. Okay. This device that I have on my hand has a symbol on it. That's a 2. You can see that in the angle. A 2 with a line across, which means single use, okay? Doesn't mean I can't sterilize it 1,000 times, but I can only use it 1 time, okay? I'm not quite sure what this is used for, and I kind of forgot what the name is. I can look it up. Got a catalog number on here. But if this is open in the field, on the field, and there's a patient in there, and they're working around it with instrumentation, and this gets soiled by the surgical technician, I consider that single use. We can't clean it and reprocess it, in my opinion. Now, that has been a very debatable subject, and single use is actually described as it actually touched the patient, was installed on the patient, was used on the patient. But that's a kind of a stirred up pot. I'm going to leave that one alone. What do you guys think? What do y'all guys consider single use? We're trained to say that everything in the room is contaminated when the patient's in there, so we have to treat it all the same. Why not single-use devices? Anyway, all right. Next thing is our rongeurs, okay? We spoke on inspections a couple videos back on rongeurs, but what we don't do is we do not assume that this instrument functions as it should. Remember our acronym, FAN, functional, accurate, okay, and neat. We covered neat in another video, but functional. Okay, does it open and close properly? Does it need to be lubricated? Is there something wrong with the springs? Maybe the springs wasn't on, you know what I mean? Maybe it didn't click. The spring comes apart and it might have went off to the side somewhere or bent off and is not closing or opening correctly. You want to make sure those springs are engaged. But most of all is you want to test it, okay? I don't have the proper testing card in here. I apologize. I couldn't find my little testers here. But piece of cardboard. You want to grab a nice little bite and listen for the little audible. Hear that nice bite? Okay, make sure you guys collect the little pieces. And you want to do that about 2 to 3 times, guys, right along the tip of the jaw. Okay, you want to wipe off the jaw with a little lint-free cloth to make sure that there's no fibers or lint on there. But most of all, you want to make sure you have a nice clean cut on that cardboard, okay? Light sources and light cords, okay? So blades and light cords, inspect them properly for bioburden, any nicks and cracks. But most of all, again, I don't have the proper tools to inspect this, but you should be using a light handle to attach this blade on there to make sure that the light source works on it. Okay, old school is you put it up to a nice bright light and you look for the light at the end there, okay? See that? No light, light, no light, light, no light, light. Okay, you do the same thing. Get that light out my face. Do the same thing with light cords, guys. Light, no light, light, no light. You want to look for little burnt fibers in there. This one is a bad one. This one has, you can't see that on the camera because it's so bright. But this has so many burnt little fibers in here. This is a bad cord. The other thing, guys, is if you're familiar with the instrument, okay, you know that this comes with an adapter. Find that adapter, guys. Make sure the adapter fits. Okay, and it's the correct size adapter. The other part of it is, what is your policy in your hospital? Do the adapters stay on or should you take them off for sterilization? Pack them separately. Do not assume that the person in decon knew anything about this instrument, or there might have been training and forgot, or it kind of got away from them. They're human. We make mistakes. But look for this adapter, guys. If it's on there when it comes through decon and you know that it was supposed to be off, take it off, send it back to decon, have them reprocess it. We do not assume that they cleaned it, put it back together and sent it through. Don't assume that, okay? You see it, take it apart, give it to them, tell them to give it back to you, taken apart, and you sterilize it, taken apart. Guys, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I know there's different places do things differently. But as always, I'm here to educate, answer any questions that you have. I want to end it with one final note, guys. Peel packs, guys. Before you use a peel pack, you want to inspect your packing material, okay? Inspect it for any holes, any blemishes, okay? So this one here has this little dark spot here. And on the other side, it looks like a little piece of bioburden in there. If in your eyes it causes doubt, it's going to cause doubt to the OR. So if in doubt, throw it out. Okay, the other part is, and finally with packing, guys, when we use peel packs that have self-adhesive ends, the dotted line, you want to make sure you fold very deeply and profoundly onto that dotted line, a nice crease on there. Instrumentation needs to go in the way it's handled, all right? Handle side down. So if I'm handling this instrument like this, my handle should not be towards the end I'm sealing, okay? It should be towards the end that the end user will open up. All right, guys, as always, stay true to yourselves. Keep it 100. and peace.